Hello all and welcome to Race on Oz. Tonight we're pleased to bring you the PS4 Tier 1 Round 2 race from Spa. It is your host JJ. I am joined by Jamie. Welcome Jamie. Hope you've had a good week. Looking forward to this one. What about you?
Hi JJ, hi everyone. Definitely looking forward to it after a solid start last week, and I'm sure the action will keep going tonight.
I'm sure it will. We've got a few people in the chat already. Hello Fiona, Saint Sim, footing up. Concentrate on racing, mate. Come on. I don't quite think you've shown us enough pace in practice. And Bear as well. Special shout out to Bear because his performance on Sunday night in the first round of the Sunday Night League is an absolute standout. P7 in the second race, the 30-minute race. Congratulations. I think that's one of his best results, especially with the company that he was racing in. Hello, Vic, who's just joined the chat as well. But we will have a look at the results from the season so far, and we will have a look at the PS5 results from Tuesday night. It was a very solid win by Vic Chan from Slambo by a second, and third place was Gaviar. So those three are hard to separate so far this season. It's a disappointing race for a lot of members with, well, as you can see, there was 6 DNFs in all of that, myself included, in the first, well, I don't even think I got to 2 minutes into the race before that one was over. And Jamie, not quite able to get into the top five yourself. It's a tough track, this one.
Yeah,
Was it pretty tough in the Honda?
it was very tough, and Eau Rouge wasn't kind to me or the Honda and the setup I was carrying. So, but I think it bit quite a few people.
Yeah, I was unfortunately bit by a bit of by a lag spike, which sent me tumbling into the fence. So I wasn't even able to get through the first lap. So we're at the mercy of the internet sim racing, and that was just one of the things that come with it. And the PS4 Tier 2 results, it was a pretty comprehensive win by Rain of Fire. So it's his second race with Race on Oz. Congratulations with the win. That was a brilliant performance from Christopher Oz, who's continuing his good form, and Sparky God. So with that, it's gearing up to be a pretty good championship in Tier 2. And we have a look at the results from round one for Tier 1 PS4, the race round 2 we've got tonight. It was a solid performance from Footnut. Didn't do anything wrong to take the win from Burrow Dog and Stu, who were in a battle throughout the race. And the other battle of note was Adman and Metal Steel, as that both of those two battles continued on all race. And Jamie, what was your thoughts of last week's performance?
It kicked the season off really well, and just having those battles throughout the field for the entirety of the race just keeps everyone very interested in the on-track action, and no surprise to see Footnar kind of edge away. It looked like it was comfortable, but I think the chasing pack wasn't too far away. Maybe slightly fell away at the end there, Burrow Dog, as he was engaging in that battle with Stu. But we'll see if Footner can replicate the form this evening. I'm sure he'll have a bit of competition tonight.
It's going to be a very, very interesting qualifying session, which will be coming up in just under 5 minutes. As we just have a look at the points, and well, the top 10 are just filled with Bentleys and Ferraris, as there is actually just under 10, I think 9 of the cars are Bentleys, as the will anyone be able to catch Footner? That's really the question for tonight. Will anyone be able to challenge him throughout this? He's shown us in previous seasons. He showed us on Sunday night what he can do, as he seems to be able to get a little bit more practice in here and there. So he's definitely taking it seriously. And, well, can anyone catch him?
Well, there's a whole field of Bentleys and a few Ferraris that'll be looking to do that. I think a few of the other guys will rise to the challenge. Looks like just having a quick look at the practice times, some guys nipping at the heels there. So hopefully they can keep that form up into qualifying and then into the race.
Well, Foot has already he's had enough of practice. He's already been in the comments tonight. He wants to rinse and repeat for this round. So he wants to get a comfortable pole position, get through lap 1, have a bunch of battles behind him, and he can just settle into his pace. As really, if he's allowed to get a lead and set his own pace, he's going to be very, very tough to beat. But it's Spa, and anything can happen here, which is what we're really looking forward to. But enough of Foot now. We'll have a look at the team points. So far this season, it was Selby Acoustic Racing who were on top at the end of round 1, but a pretty poor performance in the round so far and a brilliant performance from CDA has seen CDA take the lead, and it's pretty tight with the bottom 3 teams covered by 4 points. So really, it could be anyone's result here. With 19 cars on the grid for tonight, it's plenty of opportunities for the teams. As we have a look at the breakdown of the points, as the P&L had the best results from the PS5 race last week, and CDA had the best results from the Tier 2 race, as it was reasonably even, apart from a big loss of points for SAR in the PS5 race. It's still anyone's championship here. Just really needs a solid performance from all the teams tonight. It's the best opportunity to get a good haul of points. As we have a look at the season details, as you can see, it's the second week of round 2 with Spa, with the wet Suzuka round starting next week with the Tier 2 and PS5 races. As we have a look at the Spa circuit, as we have a look at the track walk, Jamie, I'll let you brief us on the Spa circuit.
So we've gone from one historic circuit to another. At Spa, probably one of the most famous of all, everyone's favourite circuit, supposedly, though I hear quite a few people don't enjoy it that much in ACC, but I certainly do.
My hands up.
It's really a it's a tale of 3 sectors in a sense. So you've got sector 1 and 3, which are favour the lower downforce. Setup at sector 2 is a lot more medium to high speed corners, which would favour a bit more downforce, and that's going to cause a few setup headaches for the guys there. And to throw it into the mix, having stability through Eau Rouge, and when you've got to go through that about 26 times in a race, you want to ensure that you have a good balance through there, and that might mean trading off some downforce depending on the car that they're running. So yeah, it's quite interesting in that sense, and we have overtaking opportunities as well. So we'll see some of that tonight. One key characteristic on the version that we run here is that long pit lane. So that's a real punish if you pick up a penalty and need to take a drive through the pits, or even damage and need to repair it. So drivers will need to be on their toes and ensuring that they're within the track limits at all time, and staying out of bumping into each other. And yeah, we should always see pretty good racing around here, and let's see what we get tonight.
Oh, this is going to be an absolute cracker, I reckon. It's pretty tight in practice, but we'll go on board with the hot lap from Adman. He's solid pace tonight, so we'll see how his hot lap is.
Hey guys, here we are. Season 7, round 2, we're at Spa. This is a 7-kilometre long track. I absolutely love this track, especially through on Rooz. It will bite hard if you don't get it right. So we make our way up into the last chicane here. Onto the finish straight. We're going to try and get a nice exit out as we come up, say left. Just want to stop just after the 100-metre mark there, turn in nice and early, good trail braking, rotate the car around, get a good exit. You can ride up on that curb, just don't go over it. Want to stay right, hug that pit wall if you can, definitely don't make contact. Make our way through on Rooz, cut across the curb, want to straight line in as best as possible. Watch out for track limits. If you get a nice run through there, you will absolutely have a great run through this Camel Straight. If you are getting a tow from the car in front, there's a good opportunity that you can make a pass. We want to brake a little bit early just before the curbing. Turn in nice and early, cut across the curbing, flick left. Just want to ride this, stay left if you can. Just watch out for the throttle inputs. You get a bit of oversteering like I just did. So we make our way down to turn 10. It's one of the most difficult corners on the track. Want to keep it nice and tight here. Get a nice exit. First, second, third, back down to second. Cut across that curbing if you can. Go out wide, full power. So we make our way down to turn 12. This is a tricky corner too. You want to brake nice and early. Just keep the nose in nice and tight. Get a good exit, full power. Keep off that curbing on this side. There is a little bump. Coming down into turn 13. Keep the weight on the nose. Ride it through, flick it left. Go well over that curbing. Use the full track on the outside. So we make our way down to turn 15. Stay off that curbing on this side there. We'll launch the car. Use all the exit road here. Turn in nice and early again. So we make our way down through here towards Blanchemont. I guess this is an opportunity to have a break. I'm not quite sure how that is. But we want to try and take the car out as wide as we can without breaking track limits. Turn in nice and early. I've just missed the apex. So we make our way down to the last chicane. Brake nice and early again. Hold the brake right into the corner, into the bus stop. Quick flick, off throttle. Maximise your run back into the finish straight. So that's 2:19.1. Good luck to those racing tonight. See you on track.
Thank you to Adman for the hot lap as the cars have filtered out on track. So we are getting ready for those cars to set off on their first flying lap as we're just following around our track at the moment. So shout out to Fiona and Janice in the chat. Hope you're all there. Enjoy this one. Rixie gets a performance here in qualifying. It's a good start to this one.
It's a long lap here, of course, and so some of the drivers might favour just pulling up for the whole session and keep playing around, whereas others might take the opportunity to stop for fresh tyres. Definitely after about 5 or 6 laps in a row, once they're around here, the cars might get a little bit second hand, but it's a long out lap.
What's your tip for this session here? Jamie, what are your thoughts on who's going to get this pole?
So it looked like in practice there, Zest 1 was very close to Footnar there. I reckon he might have a little bit in hand left, so it'd still be hard to go past him, but you've got to hook it up. And like I said, and I'll probably keep saying, it's a long lap here, so there's a lot more opportunities to make mistakes. And if you get a bad exit out of some of those turns that lead onto really long straights here, like coming out of the source at the start of the lap or towards the end out of Stavolo, you carry a penalty all the way down with a bad exit. So just takes one of those bad exits to strip a few tenths off your time.
Oh, sorry, Fiona. Thank you. I was a bit worried then you can hear us, but glad that's sorted. You've got us. Yeah, I just brought up the times from practice, and it was super tight. So less than a tenth of a second between Footner and Zest 1. So Zest 1 is brand new to the series, and just need to, I'll just double check something. But it was agreed on by the captains that Zest 1 was allowed to change into the newer version of the Bentley, because he was actually running the old version last week, so it was probably why he was so far off the pace. So hopefully now that he's made this change, he's going to be a lot more competitive for this one. As Footner with a 2:18.7 to start the session. K-Man got 10s off, so 29 flat. First flying lap, it's a pretty good effort there. Dogs chucked into the pits as Rooz is off on his second lap.
A few of the drivers not posting a time there on that first tour. Track limits is the other point that the drivers will need to keep an eye on. There's quite a few areas where that can punish you.
GT King up to second. S1 goes to the top. That's a brilliant time by S1. 18.6. It's going to take some beating, as I think Rixie's run a bit wide then. Have a quick look at Footner. He's coming towards the end of his... Well, he's through the middle sector here. It's up by a couple of tenths so far.
Just on board with him. This is one of those crucial exits I was talking about. If you get this exit right and you can carry the second part here flat, then you'll be able to maintain that speed all the way down to the final chicane. It's just that one braking point that you've got to nail. Which, interestingly, I was following a few of the drivers in practice, and quite a few of them were actually braking probably a little bit too early and having to slightly get back on the throttle before entering the chicane. I'm not sure if that's a balance issue or just needing to get laps under the belt into the groove, but it's not there, it's going to come over the line.
2:18.1, that's a great time. I'm pretty sure the record is in the 17s for the league. Set by yourself, I think, Jamie. You can correct me wrong.
I don't think I did my fastest time in the league race. I think Paulie might hold it officially with about mid 1:17, which is where a few of us were at. Back a few seasons ago now.
It's a few seasons ago. In fact, I'm pretty sure that was close to being a year ago. We're getting pretty close to being 2 years in the league. And it's good to see the influx of drivers coming across from Project Cars 2, and the 16 of those drivers that raced on Sunday night league. It's good to see the health of the league and RaceOnOz, and those guys will pick up ACC pretty quickly, and the leagues are going from strength to strength, which is really good to see. A great stream from K-Man and Devon. If you haven't seen it yet, jump on and have a look, and for something different, you can watch Footner just absolutely dominate an evening again.
He's still on track at the moment, circulating around, still on a valid lap as well. Slightly up in his delta. Quite a few of the guys have gone back to the pits, fresh set of tyres, and on out laps at the moment.
lap to see if he improves on this one. It's pretty solid through this second sector, matching his previous time.
Got a really good entry into there. Slightly compromised his exit.
He goes slightly quicker. He'll be having a run of the pits. Another crack at getting out on track as Zest 1 hasn't quite been able to improve his time so far. We'll just have a look where he's at. So he's down by so he's going to do the same as Footnut. He's going to pit at this point. And shout out to GT King. So he's moved across from GT Sport. Not too sure he got very far into the GT7 season, but he has found pace in this Bentley almost immediately. He's at a circuit that he knows pretty well. And he's picked up ACC and he's been on the pace straight away. So Div 1 from the GT Sport days, so he can definitely wheel a car. But he's picked up ACC very, very quickly. So we just moved back through the field, came in 4th. 8/10 off. That man in the Ferrari as well, so he's sitting off on another lap. Stu in 6th, so the field down to 17 is covered by just under 3 seconds.
A few guys are warming up for their next flying lap after coming into the pits, so should study sometimes coming through in the next couple of minutes here.
So a big surprise from round 1 was the Ty Morgo mistake. Had a pretty battle with them the last season where they tied for points, but that little mistake, a bit of pressure on Morgo. He'll be looking to bounce back this week. He's going to be working pretty hard to find some pace here. He's a second and a half off at this point. So drivers will get a couple more laps in. That'll be it for quali.
Just keeping an eye on that man who's coming around the flying lap now, just about to come onto sector 3. Slightly up at the moment, so just undertake a little bit. And K-Man both dragging the Ferraris up there nicely. We'll see if Bentley's. Exceeded the track limits there, so he's going to have to set off again. He should get 2 more laps if his fuel is not enough for that. Byram has moved up to 4th. Had a pretty good performance so far in quali. His second race back in the league. He's in the McLaren, which can be a bit of a handful at times, but if you can hold on to it, has got some pretty good performance. So he sets off on another lap. Good to have him back. Another long-time Rooz member. GT King just improved quite significantly on that lap by about half a second, so he's now only a few tenths of Footner in his leapfrog Zest 1.
So So Foot is sitting in the pits here, so he's done for the night for quali. And it's all up to GT King here. Can he find 3.5 tenths?
Still going, slightly up.
He's working pretty hard. He's took a lot of the curb through Lacoon.
Speaking about how well he was doing at the race last week, I followed him for about 2/3 of that race within a second or so. He did very, very well. Sandwiched between Nick and Slambo at the front and myself behind him. So he's picked up speed, but the racecraft and the consistency pretty quickly. He's a couple of tenths up here, so let's see if he can keep it together.
Footner will be getting nervous here. He's sitting in the pits as the time's coming down.
This exit's crucial. We got a little bit squirrely. That could be punishing a bit.
He's got to find a 10th. He's got to find a 10th through this final sector. How you going there, Footner? You've sent in comments through the chat. Yeah, this is
wide.
He's just got to get through this final chicane. Boys, just took way too much curb on the entry to the bus stop, and unfortunately he does improve, but not quite enough, so Footner's held on. And this is the perfect conditions at the end of the session to be on track to set a time. The GT King goes to second. See, we'll just follow Burrodog here, see where he's at in his time and final part of the session, as Footner actually put it in the fence, which is why he was sitting in the pits then.
Time to go back out. As we said, the long out lap.
That's Burrodog gone.
Try, go still there. Quite a bit of time to find here.
Unfortunately, he doesn't improve. There's one car left on track, and that is Gaz. But Footner is going to take another pole position with a brilliant time of a 2:18.1. He's challenged at the end by GT King. Unfortunately, GT just took a little bit too much curb in the entry to bus stop. And Zest won in his second race with the league. It's shown great pace to be off pole by half a second. Yes, Vic, there's quite a few cars struggling in qualifying then, but a 3-second spread across the field is pretty good for here, and this is going to be a very, very interesting race coming up. It's close enough at the top to being a bit nervous going into this one, as so it was Burrodog and K-Man rounded up the top 5 with the top 8 covered by a second. I'm looking forward to this race. Thoughts on that qualifying session there, Jamie?
Yeah, so it did turn out to be quite tense there at the end. I thought that GT King might have put a little bit more pressure on that time, though he has come pretty close, and with a full race under his belt in the PS5 tier last week, might have that racecraft and race nous to be able to give Footner a hard time. And to see Burrodog there as well, doing quite well at the moment, and K-Man as the leading non-Bentley in 5th place. So shaping up nicely, and let's hope we see a nice clean start and some good racing into the first laps.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It should be an absolute cracker. We will be back shortly for the formation lap. Hello and welcome back as the cars have set out on the formation lap. Welcome back, Jamie. What's your prediction for this one?
So I don't think Footner is going to have it quite all his own way. I think GT King will give him a bit of a run for his money here, and if GT King can kind of stick to him for those opening laps, it just might put a little bit of pressure on Footner. Then, it'll be very interesting to see as the pit stop window opens what happens there. Again, having followed a Bentley for the best part of the race in the PS5 tier last week, I can tell you I did see a little bit of rear tyre wear issues towards the latter part of the stints. So how the guys have set up their cars, will play a big part in how much they're impacted by that.
As the cars just head through Blanchimont. Is it just me, Jamie, or does it seem as though the formation lap is a bit slower than what we were expecting?
I was going to make that comment to you, actually. Not sure if this is strategic from Footner. They have looked like they've been in formation for a lot of the time. So.
I have a feeling that it might be left over from Sunday night with the formation lap set to automatic. I'm not 100% sure. I think that's what's going on. So for this series, it was supposed to be a manual start, but unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out like that all the time. I thought I'd copied the server details over correctly, but maybe not. So apologies there. It's not going to really have an impact, but we'll find out a bit later, I suppose. Or it could just be that it is actually just been a slow start as the green light goes. And Footner is off.
Looks like Zest One's just got ahead of GT King there. No issues going through Rouge and Radeon.
It's all been very clean so far.
Adman looking to make a move up the inside of Rigsy.
They gave each other a hell of a lot of room then, which is good to see. Really good to see. This one will be looking to put pressure on early. I don't want to let Footner just get away as he does and get a comfortable lead. Thank you, Janice. Thank you in the chat. Yes, got to click a button. Turn the sound back on. So hopefully we're all sorted now. Seswan hasn't let Footner get away. Stozza has just dropped off the back of the field there. Not sure what's happened at the start of that one.
Struggling a little bit there. He lost it a bit coming out of no name corner and then again coming through Kuon. So the rears there aren't working for him. He's struggling to boot up and warm up lap.
Oh, Kvyat was very wide in the Porsche. It's very loose in the rear. He's lucky to hold on to it then.
Porsche isn't that great in a straight line.
It's got Jampon on side by side through Blanchimont. Jampon's got very wide. It's just ahead of him. That's Ty Morgo. Ty Morgo has lost it at Blanchimont and he's had a huge wreck in the fence. Tied in points last season, and that's another big incident. As we've just caught the
contact at the front.
That is GT King and K-Man. Haven't caught all of that incident. K-Man's redressing here.
K-Man just a little late on the brakes there, yeah. They just unfortunately collected GT King as he was turning in. So, yeah, that's a shame for the race because GT King could have been a bit of a factor there for Futnar and Zest.
Oh, he's just wrecked it. He's just lost it heading it out of Radion, and he's hit the
Zest
fence.
one has hit Futnar and Lecom, and they're both dropping down the field. So lightning now, lap 2.
So that's Baradog goes to the lead as Futnar is back behind Adman here. We've got Stu just ahead of them. Andrelli, Baradog goes to the lead. He's got a bit of a gap over Andrelli here. So the captain of GRT is taking the lead.
This is a golden opportunity for GRT here. 2 cars at the front, Burrow flying. You can see the pack just forming behind Andrelli there.
Rixie in 7th, so that's going to be, he's going to be solid. Rixie and Baradog had a really good performance at Spa in a race with another lead not so long ago. And that was a brilliant start to the race. Huge respect and plenty of room given on lap 1, and then hell breaks loose. And it's not over either. So we had Ty Morgan in the fence, Blanchimont. We had K-Man and GT King come together at turn 1. And we had GT King lose it through Radion. So we'll have a look at the first flying lap at 2:20.5. Baradog, second and a half difference, back to Andrelli and Stu, putting plenty of pressure on Andrelli.
Definitely the breaking point to La Source there is catching quite a few people out. Each of the laps are watched at the moment. The drivers are just taking a little bit of avoiding action to the left of the line just to not collect the car in front.
This battle continues. Zest and Futnar. Looks like Zest has got a pretty good run on Futnar here.
Take the outside line, but it'll give them the inside line for the second part of the chicane. Not giving it up though.
Oh, there wasn't a lot of room given there. It's on between these two.
Background. Yeah.
One's had a pretty good run. So Brett one to Jamie, just holding up behind Rixie there. So Futnar back in 6th, or back in 5th, sorry. There is plenty going on in this race so far as Stu's just dropped off from Andrelli slightly. It's a good opportunity for someone here to get a good run at the front of the field. I don't want to say anything else too early because I don't want to curse anyone. Commentators curse. In fact, I don't want to watch any of these guys in case something happened at the front of the field.
We've still got a long way to go.
So excited, I'm only 7 minutes into the race.
Burrow and Stu, the podium positions at the moment. They of course finished 2nd and 3rd in round 1. It's not great for their championships, but they'll not be thinking about that at the moment. They need to be thinking about getting through a Rooz every lap, putting the braking marker into the bus stop chicane every lap, keeping an eye and a feel of the tyres and when's the optimal moment to pit. Keep their minds on that, a chance of finishing close to where they're running out. That man looks like he's starting to fire up his tyres a bit and looks on the way now, looking to attach back up to Stu, join that league battle there.
Zest one has had a big moment through Radion. He's pushing very hard to try and keep up with him here. Stayed pretty solid at the front of the field. Slight gaps forming, but no more than a second and a half. This is really, really good action. The battle between Bounty and Incy is heating up here. Incy was very, very close to Bounty in that first sector. So Bounty, Team CDA, Incy with P&L, CDA back online with Metal, and then we've got K-Man just behind there. Still recovering from the incident at turn 1. So something nice to happen to Gavia here because he's dropped right back to 15. He's just behind Gaz.
So he's having a good battle there with Jamborn. A couple of laps. There through the chicane, goes on to the sector. It'll be punching for Javar and Porsche with some of these long straights.
Although the Audi isn't the greatest for top end speed either.
Should be a good battle then.
But we'll go to the front of the field because this is getting tighter. So Stu's caught up to the back of Andrelli. Adman's not far off, and then we've got Footnut, his recovery. Have a look at Stu.
Oh, Adman's gone.
Was that Adman, was it?
Yep. That's the through Rouge.
Big damage at the back of the car. That's putting us up one more position. 2-second lead out front there for Burrow Dog. S1 isn't letting Footner go. Stu caught up through the first sector. He's just back. He's just lost a bit of time to Andrelli. That was really unfortunate for Adman. There's actually a bit of damage on the side of Andrelli's car. It's through the right rear quarter panel. There's a few scuffs there. You see where that came from. Contact with another car, or was that contact with the fence?
Considering where he's placed, it might have been a bit of side by side. Coming through lap 1. To be in there otherwise, because it looked like he's struggling too much, so hopefully something should be enough for the next 50 minutes or so.
Very well. This is great from Brett. Really, really good. So Adman pits, get that damage repaired. It's a long way to go in this race. So GT King and Stozza are still sitting in the pits at the stage. Jampon took a lot of the track through Radion. Come up to Lacoon. It's just dropped off the back of the foot slightly. Still plenty on that as that was Jambon had a moment. Coming straight, so go back. So Incy's made his way through Bounty, so I'm not too sure what's happened there. So Incy and Metal have made their way through. There's K-Man, watching brief just behind them. Gavia got through on Gaz. As we've got Shamrock, Adman still in the pits. Ty Morgo's the last car in the lead lap.
He has pitted though.
He's pitted. He'll have a big fuel load. He's only 4 seconds ahead of Baradog. So Baradog's eaten this gap out, so it's 3 seconds back to Andrelli.
So that last lap that was his best, 2:19.2. He's looking to match that again now, so this is exactly what he needs to do. Nice consistent pace. It's a pretty good pace for the start of the race. Fuel. As the fuel burns off, counters some tyre wear, but hopefully keep the pace consistent. So if he keeps doing this, it's going to be hard to beat.
It's really, really good for Burrow. I'm stoked about this, as I'm sure many are. This K-Man pits, he'll have some damage there. Get that fixed, get a bit of clean air. Get some solid laps in.
Quite a few people visited the pits this early in the race, and obviously takes them out of the battles at the moment, but hopefully as the race wears on, we start to see some of those guys close back in and close racing between them the way through the race. So in 10 minutes or so, we might start to see some of the leaders think about their stops.
Within track limits, but it's very wide the line through Blanchimont. He's made a bit of ground on Stu, heading at a bus stop. Covering there. Foot is definitely close enough to be putting plenty of pressure on Stu.
Really to skip down the road slightly, not too much. Didn't notice it really has pulled out quite a little bit in sector 1 there down the straight. So lower downforce.
He does have some pretty good top end speed. So Foot has just dropped off Stu slightly. It's actually brought CS1 back into this. It's a bit of
they're
a...
running so close together. It's just one mistake, and you can all of a sudden be feeling the pressure instead of putting the pressure on.
Same mistake, but I don't even think it's much of a mistake. It's just a slight miss of an apex or slightly run wide and can't, delay getting on the throttle, and all of a sudden the car behind you is the one that's putting so much pressure on after, at Lacombe, Stu was blocking. And this is going to be on between these two again. Zest looks hungry, and he's not quite. He's very close. Footner would have been a bit nervous then after the two of them came together earlier.
Seemed the blue Bentley increased in size of his mirrors. I'm sure he had a second look, but looks like Zest is doing pretty well to keep it all nice and calm and off the barriers and off other cars at the moment. Mistakes happen sometimes, and a number of clean laps running closely behind another car will hopefully give his confidence back up a little bit.
It's a real seesaw battle between these four. The gaps close and open, and it's brilliant. But in the meantime, Burradog is doing his own thing out the front of the field. He's almost got a 5-second lead.
This battle is definitely playing into his hands, and really he's doing a good job as well. I'm not suggesting there's any team orders going on, but the pace Andrelli has is enough to keep this pack of Bentleys at bay. They can't get by him, so it's working out very well for Burradog and Andrelli, and this is going to make the distance really.
Oh, does someone flinch and go early with their pit stop?
Well, it's absolutely an option. I would be thinking about it if I'm one of those three Bentleys there. I would be thinking it was the best thing to do there. Like I said a bit earlier, I did notice a little bit of tyre wear, rear tyre wear in the Bentley following it last round, and I was definitely hatching a plan for how I was going to strike later on in the race before Rooz struck me first. But that's the sort of thing that these guys will be thinking about. It looks like Zest has got a good run from here. This could get really interesting into the bus stop chicane.
Zest is really on it here. He's going to make a big move. He's going to have a big crack at him here. And he does go for it. He's up the inside. He just runs, putting it wide, and he's got the move made. Can he hold on to it here? As they come out of bus stop, that came all the way back from at Stavelo, where Footner just had a bit of a slide on the exit. He's going to make a move back here. Plenty of room given. They're going to go side by side. There is not going to be an inch given here going through Rooz and Radion. As there's contact. Don't want much of that there, guys. You've got to hold on to this. And they're through. Zest got the job done then.
Great action. As you say, when you make that little bit of a misjudgment coming out of some of these corners that go straight onto a long straight, then you just take the punishment for a long way down, and Zest took advantage of it. Great move as well. Could have tried to take the inside, but left just a car's width of room, and Zest took it. A little bit of contact, but nothing too bad. I think that's okay.
Oh, look, I'd play on. No one was pushed outside track limits. There was the barest of minimum of racing room given, and that little tap on the front straight heading into Rooz. It's just a little reminder that there's two cars next to each other. It's not great. We don't really want to see that because we know what could happen afterwards. But it was enough that that was just on edge driving. That was just brilliant. I was half expecting to see both cars go side by side into Rooz, and all sorts of fireworks could have happened at the end of that. But good bit of breathing room to these guys ahead. And then all of a sudden, Footner is, what's that? That's almost 10 seconds off the lead.
So it's quite a way to make up that, a handily timed pit stop can still help him here, but then he's taken it, so this could be a very interesting move here. He's going to need to take it out of the blue tyres though. He's going to have to really give it some, which won't treat him too nicely at the end of the race.
As we go back to this battle at the front, and that is Stu and Andrelli. Less than half a second, so almost 3 seconds back to Zest. Foot in a pit, so Rixie goes up to 5th. Jambon was able to get around Brett 1. Just go back, because I think this battle's right on here. Rixie's on the inside. So Jambon has got the inside now for... Yeah, he's actually got the job done, so Jambon's got the pace on towards the end of this stint. Rixie's lost a place, he's back to 6, so Jambon's got past Brett 1, he's gone past Rixie.
So he's taken advantage of some of the misfortune of guys ahead of him. He's really moving up the field. I'm sure Captain Time Logo will be happy with both him and Brett, because guys unfortunately down the pack in 15th after the mishap happened for him on lap 2.
Yeah, Viar's been able to make his way forward. He's got past Bounty as well, so he's up into 10th. As the battle between Itzy and Metal Steel heats up, so that's less than a second. Just this seesaw battle between Andrelli and Stu. It just continues on. 1.6 seconds to this guy at the front of the field. He's running solid 220, so he's good consistency from Burrow Dog. Just have a look back at Andrelli, so he's 0.4 slower. Burrow Dog, so that sort of pace. That's why Burrow Dog's been able to eke that out.
Brett's just coming to the pits for his stop, which hadn't had an idea considering it was close to Roozy there, so we're looking at undercut to our pits as well. So Zest didn't respond that lap. He's continued on. I will keep... Sorry, go on.
Go, sorry, Jamie, continue on.
I'll keep an eye on his times over the next couple of laps and see what the difference is between the pace he is setting versus what Zest is doing.
Just follow Footner through the end of this lap and see what time he can pull out on his first flying lap since his pit stop. Give us a good indication of what pace he can do in clean air. Just rounds the last turn.
This will be his out lap, so it might be a bit...
Apologies, yes it is. It is his out lap. Forgot how long the laps are here. Seeing as it's been about 6 months since I've actually finished a race lap around here. So what is Stu? I think it almost be a pretty good spot to jump into the pits, and they both go in. So it's a bit of covering for Footner here. Zest is in as well.
Burrow Dog.
So Burrow's in as well.
Yeah, that's an interesting strategy. I think that normally if you're leading the race, going as long as you can, particularly if you have a bit of a gap, a bit of a buffer, is usually the optimum strategy because you have that time in hand. You get a bit of payback towards the end of the race with slightly fresher tyres, as well as encountering lap traffic. So maybe he just wasn't happy with the set of tyres that he was on, took it a bit too much out of them earlier on, and this new set he can take them a little bit easier because he has that 5 to 6 second gap.
Well, we say all of this, but Footner's actually behind Brett Want. So Brett Want's come out and made a position on Footner. This is going to be of a big impact on Footner trying to get positions on these. So these other guys could potentially take positions on Footner here. That's including Rigsy Jambon could end up coming out well ahead of Footner. So Footner, this might have been to fix damage.
It must have been. I did zoom in on him when he was on the pits, and it did feel like he'd been in there for a while, but it was kind of difficult to tell because I didn't catch him at the start.
He's making a move on Brett here. Brett's going to have the inside for the next part of this corner.
Comfortably having through here.
Yeah, Brett's on cold tyres, his first lap out. Burrow Dog's out, Andrelli's coming out. Stu's got past Andrelli in the pit stop. Zest is out. Jambon has made
halfway through
round on Zest 1 as well. So this has been a very, very interesting pit stop.
There's Footner and Brett Want. Oh, this is going to be right down into Lecom. I think he's going to get him Footner. Brett wasn't quite able to follow him through, but he'll have the warmer tyres this time around, so he's keep the pressure on Zest here.
Jambon's not going to make it easy for him, that's for sure. Oh, it's very tight. There's contact between Brett Want and Zest in the background there. As on the warmer tyres, Footner gets through. Jambon's still there. There's still plenty of room given between these guys. So, unfortunately, Brett Want has made contact with Zest then. So I think Zest and Footner both had damage from that, from the contact early on in the race. And I think I'll have a look at Andrelli because I think that he would have repaired the damage that was on occurred in his car. So the scrapes down the right hand side, but it could have just been that Stu hit the box perfectly and was able to make that up. So 6.3 second gap to Burrow Dog in front. This is going to make for a very, very interesting last section in this race.
Yeah, you can consider the pit lane here is downhill, so hitting your box is just extra difficult. If you miss it, if you've already switch your engine off, then you've got to switch it back on and roll back. It's a whole process. I wonder if something like that's happened to him.
It was a couple of second turnaround. So Stu's a perfect pit stop. He's actually made ground on Burrow Dog on the second half of that lap. So Stu, who had a birthday during the week, and I'm not going to speculate which birthday that was, but hopefully he's come out into this one as a Spring Chicken, new lease on life, and here he goes. He's going to hunt down Borodog.
Battle that began a couple of weeks ago, vying for the bottom two steps of the podium. Now they're vying for the top two.
Unfortunately, Zest 1 has got some pretty dodgy internet going on here. There's a bit of lag, carry on going on. Not too sure how he's going to go there, but Jambon hasn't let him go. It's a 3-second gap between Trelli. As Riggsy is entering pit lane, he's got Bounty just behind him. There's a bit of sparkle at the front of that Bentley for Bounty there. Too sure. Nice little livery there. Team CDA captain. As Zest 1 with a drive-through penalty. Oh, it's such a good performance in this race. His internet was going a bit dodge, and he's got a drive-through penalty. That will have
to that tonight.
That's oh, that's mega. That's going to have a big impact on the points for SAR. Oh, that's just if he makes it through the rest of the race with the lag that he's got. So Borodog actually eked out that gap then, so that's 6.5 seconds. Borodog to Stu. So where's Riggsy? Surely he'll be getting on the move pretty soon, and he's away. He's boxed right at the end of pit lane. So has he made up a bit of ground here? Oh, he's very tight of the exit of pit lane then. Jambon's got him.
Yeah, he's still there or thereabouts in that battle, so to hang off the back of Jambon. He's got a few laps fresher tyres as well to play with.
Just noticing Foot is pushing very hard. He's taking a bit more of the track in a few spots. He's running a bit wide, cutting a corner a little bit more. If he keeps that up, there's a fair chance he could end up in the same fate as S1.
Well, I think he's realised as he's come out of the pits and lost those positions that he's found himself at a lot lower than what he was anticipating, and I think he's decided to get a bit of a move on and be a little bit more aggressive. We saw that in the passing moves that he was making there. He wasn't quite taking those risks a little bit earlier on in the race.
Good battle forming here through the mid-pack as well. NC Bounty, Metal and K-Man all spread out by about 5 seconds. GmbR's made some really good moves here. So he's up into 8 and he's 7 seconds behind Brett. As we've got Riggsy finishing off his out lap. It's only 25 minutes left. He'll have freshest tyres by about 10 minutes for most of the cars on track. This Jambon has not let Footner go at all. This battle's on actually. Just check this last lap. 19.4 for Jambon, so that's his quickest time of the race. And a 19.4 for Footner. So Jambon's not out of this. That's a second there. So he'll be getting a good tow from Footner. Seven-second gap at the front of the field for Borodog. His pace and his consistency, I think that's what's done it for me. Is Borodog's consistency has been spot on. His improvement, with all the racing that he's been doing in the last 6 months, is come on leaps and bounds.
That's superb, and there's always been a really good fast race driver in there, and just needing him to hook it up and to see it come through as a full package on the race night. Saw glimpses of it here and there. Maybe a pole position or a top of the times in a practice session, but to be leading a race and then potentially taking the victory, it's a big step. Lap, so wouldn't take too much out of the tyres. Like we were saying, he was a little bit earlier than the 30-minute mark, so still got a way to go on these tyres. Andrelli's just holding a steady 1 second behind Stu. They're very evenly matched.
Bardo just about set his quickest lap of the race, so Stuart Andrelli 1 second, 1.5 seconds, 1.5 back to Footner, second then back to Andrelli. Rixie's just falling off slightly, so I think that was a great lap for him then.
Cycling around down there in 17th, such a shame because he had good pace and it looked like he hooked it up exactly as he wanted to in early. I think the car was faster than where he managed to put it on. He's done some good laps and eventually that Rooz in the race just spoiled it because he really could have taken advantage of some of the misfortune of and the incidents of the drivers really jumping up the front here.
I think Andrelli's shown that the pace of the Ferrari can match the Bentley around here. He's driven very, very well, Andrelli, and yeah, it's unfortunate for Adman with the awesome effort that he and K-Man are doing within the league. Help set these races up and working with the captains to make sure the league's running smoothly. Unfortunately, it takes up so much time that it is a struggle to find time to practice, and it's little mistakes like what we saw that happens, and it's a big thing with the role that K-Man and Adman have. It's a lot on the shoulders, and it does affect your racing. To see both of the two of them a lot closer towards the front. Hopefully as the season goes on that can happen. Now the league's up and going and these races are happening. Oh, as K-Man gets a drive through. Oh, I just was saying all of that. He was just catching the back of Metal Steel. That battle's about to heat up. And that'll drop him well behind. Oh, that'll drop him behind Shamrock. So after all that, we could have a battle between Adman and K-Man at the back of the field. Sorry, boys. Sorry, lads.
As he comes straight in to serve that, get that out of the way, get it out of your head and just focus on the remaining 18 minutes or so of the race. Not to forget.
Commentator's curse. Again. Although I feel like it was a little bit of payback because before the race last week he was mentioning to me about somebody's internet and that particular person's lag spikes what put me in the fence. Oh, this is just... It's a funny game we're playing here, isn't it? Very entertaining. As this battle here between Footner and Andrelli is heating up. Damn Jambon's not far off either. It's all within a second, these gaps. His foot is really closing up on Andrelli.
Keeping an eye on him, and I'm confident that he is running maybe a slightly lower downforce setting, maybe a medium downforce. So if you're ranking that, you can get out as well. Try and keep yourself safe from attack, but you just can't make that miscalculation.
Throw a blanket over these 4 cars. Stu, Andrelli, Footner, Jambon. Couple of seconds in it. Mick in the chat with a come on Andrelli. Oh, his Footner runs wide there.
Got that snap as soon as he went to turn it in, so a little bit of the aero wash there. I think just upset the balance there as the car pitched into the corner. So that's straight to the memory bank for next lap, and we need to be aware that occurs and readjust.
What it's done is bring Jambon in this battle then as well. Well, did Footner back off enough through Radeon to avoid a penalty or to avoid a warning?
That's the conundrum he's in. We know that if you get through there slower than what you have done quickest time, then you'll mostly get away with it. But he's got Jambon right behind him, so if he does come off, a little bit over the top there already. Lose a bit of momentum. Jambon gets it right, and he's right with Keiki.
So with Footner, Jambon drive through. Oh no, there's going to be plenty of drama before the end of this race. That's going to move Riggsy, Brett Want, Gaviar, NC Bounty up one position. Oh, that's devastating. But what that proves is that Footner and Andrelli probably aren't far off when it comes to track warnings.
That's right, and it's not just Eau Rouge that is the problem. Coming out there into the last sector, curve or Frere, I believe it is. That's just as dangerous for track limits. Just going over the outside ripple strip there, and it's so easy because it's so tempting to take that flat. You can in most cars, at least in quality trip, but in the race, the tyres wear a little bit. It's a different story.
Because we've seen Footner run wide there a few times as well. Oh, I feel there's going to be a bit more drama before this race is done. There's been plenty already.
So as well.
Jambon runs wide. He's lost a lot of time there. He's very loose in the exit then as well. I thought he was going to go around again. Sliding ball. It's missing the apex. This is the section where I think all these guys are going to have to be very, very careful. Centrelli misses the apex this time. next corner. Make sure you don't run wide. Oh, it does run wide. I just wonder if he's... how wide you can go.
Track. He kept it, his laps has remained valid on just on with him now, so... He's got a run on Andrelli here though. Andrelli goes defensive.
It's good from Andrelli. I must admit, I haven't seen a lot of true defensive driving. Proper blocking, proper driving to the inside, you know, slowing cars up on the apex. And so this will be interesting, this section here now.
He's had a short shift and come off a little bit, coming through there, and just hold on to it, both wide. It definitely came off the accelerator there, so it's saved him, but he's actually pulling back on his delta because he's got a toe.
Big slide from Footnart. This is going to test Andrelli's ability to block. Second lead to Burradog at the front of the field with 10 minutes left. Stu with 2.5 seconds over Andrelli, and this battle is hot. This is awesome. Awesome to see.
Bentley definitely the better car under the brakes, but Ferrari that has better top end speed. Andrelli just really careful to...
Andrelli's wide. Right. Oh, he's held on it. I thought he was going to run a lot wider than he did then. He's going to have to...
He came through there pretty nicely, so I think this is going to be an attack here down through to the bus stop.
Andrelli's positioned his car very well. He's just got to pull it up here. Done that absolutely perfectly. That's really good driving by Andrelli. Oh, and he's just lost it. I think he's kept it in a too high gear, or he's done something weird then. Something very weird.
Yeah, that was definitely not a normal exit there. Oh, that's a shame. He was doing well.
It was just such a great bit of defending by Andrelli. He did exactly what he did. It was all completely within the rules. It was just a perfect bit of driving when you're defending a car which probably doesn't have the pace of the car that's trying to overtake. Bounty's pitting with 8 minutes left. I wonder if he's got enough fuel to the finish. This K-Man's jumped in there as well, or they've got damage. That's the only other thing. So Ty Moore goes up into 10th after his dramas early on. So Stu's got a 4-second gap over Footnart with 8 minutes left. So probably 4 laps. He'll need a second a lap over Stu. So sure about that one, but Rixie up into 5th, Brett Mond into 6th, Gaviar up in 7th, Incy 8th, Metal Steel 9th, and Ty Morgan 10th. So that's really good performance from Incy and Metal Steel. It's good to see these guys up into the top 10. Really good to see.
I just checked the replay quickly of Andrelli. He hit the pit lift up.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's devastating because you do change into first. That's so unlucky. He's not the first driver to do that. There'll be plenty of drivers around the place done that one. I mean, I remember the first race we did, league race we did at Bathurst. I turned the car off, leading the race. Coming onto Conrod straight, I turned the car off.
Sailing down Conrod with nothing doing is a pretty scary thought.
And not knowing that you actually had to stop the car to turn it back on again.
Yes, yeah. So those little things that you learn along the journey, but when they hit you the first time.
I think it's a bit of an omen for me because I haven't won a race ever since the one prior to that Bathurst race. So there we go. I used all my luck in the. It has been that long. They haven't got a pole since the race before that either. That was the start of Vic's run, and then your run the season after. And I think this season's going to be Slambo. That's my prediction. It's Brett Watt close his gap up to Rexy here.
2 seconds. So Reezy took that pit stop quite late, so we're thinking that he might have fresh tyres. Doesn't seem like he's been able to get the pace out of it that he wants. His times, the last lap was a 21.1. It's might be a little bit slower than the top of the times there, Baradog. Stu routinely in the low to mid 20s. So Riggs is struggling to hang on here a little bit.
Yeah, it's an interesting one that. Yeah, stop go 30, so he's come back out of the pits and he's sped somewhere along the line, so that's unfortunate for Bounty. He's back in 16th, I think K-Man's got a terminal issue with that car. So just going back through the field. Shamrock and Gaz, I'm not too sure why they're so far back. I'm not sure if there are any dramas between those two, or if those two have just had a compromised race somewhere along the line. After the drive-throughs for Jambon and Zest, so they're 11th and 12th. And Ty Morgo, after his big incident at the start of the race, has made his way up to 10. This is the closest battle on the field at the moment. As we come up to the last couple of laps in this one. Should be 2 laps to go. Just have a look at some of these times. With a 20 flat in that last lap. Stu 20.5, so it's half a second in that, and if that's the pace between the two, then Stu should hold on to the end of this one. So unfortunate for Andrelli, he's had such a good race. That one little mistake. See, amongst this top 5, it's little mistakes that have ended up where they've been. Baradog profited from the little mistake by Zest where he's hit Footner, and I haven't seen it. In reports, that's what's happened there. Stu has just been very solid through this race. This is what we expect from Stu. A year older this week, a bit wiser. He's got the job done. He's got a big slide. Oh, don't curse me now, Stu. Don't let me curse you, Stu. Keep it going. Especially the teammate, that Footnut, 2.5 seconds behind with, well, we'll find out in a moment if this will be the last lap. Yeah, there will be 2 laps. Burrow's going too quick. 2 laps left in this one.
Does give Footner an opportunity, though he'll have to get a wriggle on.
20.2. Stu with a 20.8. So about half a second or so, it's not quite going to be enough. And if Footner is pushing that hard, you know, you've got to be careful for that drive-through penalty.
Yeah, watching him go around tonight, you'd have to think he'd be flirting with the stewards there. But you know what, he'll probably be thinking he's lucky stars in a sense for third, because third was looking quite far away midway through the race. He has managed to lay down some pace and make up a few positions, a few crucial passes. He's on the podium, or potentially on the podium in 11.5's time, and we're looking at the same podium as last week, I believe. In fact, the same top four, just in a slightly different order. Taking all of their positions.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a little bit like the PS5 server, where it's the same three guys on the podium, provided they get through the next lap. It's been that much drama in this one. I don't want to say too much too soon.
Yes.
I'm going to hold off actually typing out the podium until the last quarter, I think. So we just follow Borodog around. We haven't given this guy enough credit for this. To get to the front of the field, to be this consistent, that he's not challenged in any way, and he's just slowly pulled away. I'm going to hold my breath until he gets through Radion.
Just been following his battle with Rooz here just quickly. Brentwood's got very, very quiet, so it's dropped off a few tenths from
The leader is on final lap now.
That'll be a big relief for some of these guys, I suspect. The last lap. As Borodog sets off down the hill towards Eau Rouge for the final time. Second gap over Stu with Footner 2 seconds further back. It's been a brilliant race by Borodog.
It's the ultimate compliment if you don't see the driver all night because they're so far ahead and they've been doing something right. Take that.
Oh, he certainly will. As Shamrock just sidesteps and lets him go. But, I mean, Borodog's within a second. Footner's within a second of Stu here. It's just this late race. Bit of drama.
So again, it'll be the exit out of Stabilo and Rare that Stu needs to really focus on. Last time round, he needs to nail it. Footner can't. Just gets a bit taily.
Finished the race.
Borodog wins it. Congratulations. What a great finish. Stu second and Footner rounds out the podium. Congratulations, Borodog. I'm going to focus on this this burnout by Borodog as he puts it in the fence. Well done, mate. No, that's a great finish. Footner third and Drilly fourth. That was so unlucky. He actually dropped off by 7.5 seconds at the end of that one. Rigsy in fifth. Brett won sixth. Gerbier seventh. That's a great comeback from where he was earlier in the race. Incy in eighth. That's a great performance from Incy. That's very, very well done. Metal Steel in eighth. Again, that's a great performance from him. As we just wait for the P&L duo of Ty Morgo and Jambon to cross the line. It's Ty Morgo, Jambon's about to cross the line, and as we wait for Zest 1 and Gaz. Just on board with Gaz as he rounds out the back of the field. And again, congratulations to Borodog. That is a great performance. Very, very well done. Stu in second. That's a great performance as well. And Footner, he was challenged tonight, ends up in third. And Jamie, what are your thoughts on that one?
It was another cracker. Different sort of race from last week, and yes, we had the same drivers in the top 4 positions, but they just got there in different ways and flirting with danger, track limits, with contact, some close side-by-side racing, some rubbernose racing, and ultimately Burra. Well done, mate. What a drive. So thrilled for you, for everything that he's done for the league, and the great vibes and happiness he gives to everyone. I couldn't think of a bloke more deserving of this victory.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, he's he's had some tough times in the last 6 months, but what he does with GRT, his team, his captain, for the league, can't thank this guy enough, and so well deserved. As we move to the podium, and the winning team, proud to say, is GRT. Third place was Footner, second place was Stu, and first place was Borodog. Congratulations to the podium. Bear with us for a second. I'm going to try and get Borodog into the party chat.
Green light, go, go, go.
Welcome, Jamie. Have you got me there, mate? I've got you, but I think that's from the Discord. We'll just be interesting to see if we can get Borodog in here, because that's the one I really, really want to talk to. Barra, have you got us? I think we can hear Barra. Barra, can you hear us? Doesn't sound promising, but try again. I think I've broken my PlayStation here. It's not quite coming up. Unfortunately, I don't quite think this is going to work at the moment. That was just such a brilliant performance by Burradog. I really wanted to get him here in the chat. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to work for me tonight. Yeah, technical dramas. We'll try and sort that one out. But again, just to finish up, that was an absolutely awesome race. There was action aplenty. And it is so awesome to see Burradog get the win. Stu to get up on the second step again on the podium. And Footnote, it was a good comeback, seeing where he was earlier in the race after that incident. Thank you all for viewing. Thank you, Jamie. Give us your final thoughts on this one. Well, if you count the pace of GT King and Zest, even Jambon at the end of that race as well, Ty Morgo with his dramas in these two races so far, I don't think it's going to be these three that are going to be the ones that are going to decide this championship. I think there's going to be 4 or 5 other drivers that are going to stick their hand up and have a crack at it as well. So this is going to get very, very exciting. That's for sure. So I'm looking forward to next week. Jamie, I'll see you on track next Tuesday, as we've got the Sunday Night League this Sunday at Kyalami, which will be brought to us by Crashy Mate and Burradog. We've got the Monday Night PC League brought to us by Nick and Tom. That race is at Watkins Glen, so that'll be an interesting one to watch as well. And then Tuesday night, we've got K-Man and Adman bringing us the third round of the Tier 2 race from a wet Suzuka. And the PS5 race at a wet Suzuka is going to be absolutely awesome. I cannot wait for that one. So, Jamie, enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you, all the viewers. Enjoy the rest of your week. And we will see you in a fortnight's time for the Tier 1 race at Suzuka. Thank you all and good night. Thank you, Jamie, as well. Good night.